I guess we should talk a little bit about the news from the last few days. Keir Starmer's ID card policy was spoken about this morning. He gave a big speech about it. Not everyone was thrilled. In fact, the very prominent Twitter account, EssexPR, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a guy called Adam Brooks. He's on GB News, as I understand it, every now and then. Well, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like these ID cards. It's state overreach. It's people control, controlling your population. Darren Grimes doesn't like it. He doesn't like the ID cards either, guys. It's people control. It's state overreach. Sarah Pochin. She's another reform bod. One of the MPs. She's not a fan. Doesn't like ID cards. Who else? Martin Daubney, another GB News guy. You get the idea. So they're of a similar ilk, aren't they? They're all either GB News people or Reform UK people. All of them hate the ID cards. All of them are on record previously supporting ID cards back when it was the Tories. I wish I could say I was surprised. I mean, it's not. It doesn't ever surprise me now. The flip, the U-turn, the tribalism. But this is what I mean when I say it's not even about telling the truth for these people. You know, it's not even about being consistent or exhibiting shame when you're called out for being a hypocrite. It's not about any of that. It's about saying what needs to be said at that moment. It's delivering the message, whatever that might be, as a means to foment a narrative. That's all it is. It's the rich are leaving. No, they're not. I don't care. It foments, it perpetuates the narrative that Labour are hopeless. Labour are terrible stewards of the economy. So I will continue to say it, even though it's been disproven and debunked a million times. More migrants are criminals than regular white people. No, they're not. That's another stat. That's another study from the Centre of Migration Control. It's been debunked. It's been dismissed. You shouldn't keep saying it. You make yourself look stupid. They don't care. They don't care. It's not about facts or stats or the truth or reality. It's not about being embarrassed for being called out as being a hypocrite. It's about perpetuating and fomenting a narrative that day, for that week, for that month, in a build-up, eventually to the general election. Doesn't matter if it's debanking or 5G or chemtrails or 3 million in attendance at the march the other week. It's not about what's true or caring about hypocrisy. It's about what is the line that can sell the narrative, guys. And today's one is that the ID cards are part of a creeping surveillance state. Whoa. I'm not kidding about the U-turns, by the way. The about turns on their stances. This is Martin Daubney in 2020. This is a direct quote from 4.5 years ago. He says, "Libertarians will be against the new digital ID cards for British citizens, but I approve. The ability to monitor immigration status and most vitally stop widespread voter fraud are too big to ignore." He said voter fraud was never widespread. Incidentally, I don't know why he's saying that or why he was saying it. It's absolute rubbish. Not a thing happening in that regard. But he says libertarians will be against it, but I approve. Grimes, Darren Grimes, friend of the show. Grimes said in 2022, "I'm afraid I think we do need ID cards. It's an issue of national security." Adam Brooks, EssexPR. He said in 2019, everyone should have an ID card. Why are the left so against it? And now, today, every single one of them is now anti this policy just because it's got a red tie wrapped around it. That's all it is. It's so transparent and childish and tribalist, isn't it? Elsewhere in Reformville, they're all getting very excited about a new poll that was published this morning, suggesting that they're on course to win the next election. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think was it More in Common that published theirs yesterday, and then YouGov. It was definitely YouGov this morning, saying that Reform are on course to to form the next government if the events of today lead into tomorrow and next year and whatever else, right? So that's nice for them. You know, that's good news if you're a reformer, a fan of keeping up with the Faragians, is what we refer to them. But I think there's a poll of polls, this might, cheer you up a little, that factors in all of the main polling companies. Dan Hodges was talking about this earlier. He's a Mail on Sunday journalist, right? So is it in his interest to talk shit about the right? Probably not. He's been known to land a good point. Many, many other times he's been known to completely disappear into the lands of Bedlam. But, on this, what's the saying about a stopped clock is right twice? Right. On this, he says there's a poll of polls that factor in a lot of the stuff from the other major polling companies, but also that they factor in how angry people are when they are asked to contribute to a poll. Like if they phone you up and they say, or you fill in a survey, like who do you want to put your support down for in the focus groups for the poll? Quite often people go like, yeah, I'll vote for Nige. Make sure you put down one for Nige, even though when you actually get closer to a general election and things start to settle and people are forced to kind of think more about who they would actually vote for, tactically or tribally, a lot of the time those same people kind of fall back into more traditional party trenches. So once you factor that stuff in, apparently we bring it down from something like a 15 or 17 point lead right down to an 11 point lead. So it's still not nothing, right? It's still pretty alarming, that you've got 11 points ahead. People are out there thinking that a bunch of anti-vax, glitter-jiving, swan-eating conspiracy theorists are the answer to Britain's problems. I mean, I still despair. I really do. It's still worrying. But I mean, what are the problems in your head? What are the problems that you think we are all facing? Like, I think Reform fans, Farage fans, I think they're all drunk on racism and fantasy nightmares and conspiracy theories where they think they're being invaded. They truly think there's an invasion going on the South Coast. But if they think, if you're watching or listening to this, if you think that's all real, fine. But why? Here's my question for you. Why would you think this bunch of Dad's Army does the Eurovision Song Contest fucking idiots over here are the ones to fix it? Why do you think they're the guys with the answers to your problems? Like that's truly what I see when I look at Reform, is a bunch of pub bore racists and then ostentatious Sarah Pochin and Andrea Jenkins types. Like, what is that the solution to? What is that? To Britain's problems? Is it really that? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I knew that, problems-wise, I knew that we had an aging population and the housing crisis. I wasn't aware that Britain was facing an end-of-the-pier talent show and a stars in their eyes clap-off. I wasn't sure that was the problem we were trying to solve. Clearly, I was misinformed.
Just another video with Adrian.